Here was the second half. 58 net yards for the Rams. Cooper Kupp, no catches in the second half until the score was 31-14. So he did not have a catch in the second half while the game was close. His first half was 7 catches, and it felt like half of them were wide ass open. So D'Amico was, and you had a good tweet in the first half, I thought, which was something along, I don't remember exactly, but it was like Andy Reid and Sean McVay are slowing down the D'Amico Ryans hype train. Well,
I think I said the hype train has come to a screeching halt.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, people say it's a cliche, but it's a game of adjustments, and it felt like that's why people were so mad in the first half is you hadn't adjusted from the Kansas City game to the Rams game. But they obviously adjusted from the first half of the Rams game to the second half of the Rams game. That D'Amico came back swinging in the second half.
Well, someone had tweeted at me one thing D'Amico said, and a lot of coaches say this right after you get your ass kicked: burn the tape. Some coaches actually literally burn it. You know, I mean, we've seen tape buried, and the person responding to me was like, "Well, D'Amico burns the tape. Sean McVay just copied the tape. Shouldn't you want to meet somewhere in the middle?" Because the one thing the Niners are pretty susceptible, and Olsen said this in the first half. He's like, "God, it feels like Sean McVay's running a lot of screens, quick, kind of like fake one way, dump it the other way." Well, why is he doing that? Because their fucking linemen are flying up the field. So even if you get the pass off, you are getting 8, 9, 10 yards minimum. And luckily the Niners safeties, they tackle well and their corners tackle well. So you're not getting a lot of 20, 30-yard plays.
It's like the Rams running backs are not able to
not as dynamic, but they also run the screens to the tight ends. It felt like they kept kind of the wide receiver would like curl back. Mm-hmm. Like they were doing a lot of, in his version, Andy Reid type stuff. And it was like, guys, this is not going to be cool. And then they would just run plays like, guys, you can't just single coverage Cooper Kupp. And it's like, well, what do you double coverage? This isn't like, this isn't basketball. You don't just put 2 guys. Well, I'd try that. I would take it like the punt, and put 2 guys on them and see what happens, because whatever you're doing is not working. So I know that you worked 90 hours this week. You had 17 tins of Copenhagen. You slammed 18 Diet Cokes, and you had 7 total meals for the week. But like, your team does not understand what you know. Like, I've told them to do this. Well, it ain't translating. And it's not even close. It's not even close. Now, the good part is Stafford's games against the Niners, even when he's been good, he doesn't do it the whole game. Because it felt early on, it's like, God, is this like a 4 touchdown? Is this guy's just slinging it? And then it just kind of, it dwindles. It dwindles. Because early on, it was like, he made one throw on their the drive that he ended up going John Elway on the helicopter for the touchdown, which was pretty sweet. That was it felt like an 18-play goal line drive, even though I think it was like 17 total plays. I don't know how long they were on the goal line, 5 or 6. That they called pass interference on Charvarius because he was absolutely holding, I think, Cooper Kupp. But Stafford threw the sidearm underneath. I mean, it was a sweet pass, and he hit him in the hands. Like, he kind of dropped it.
Greg Olsen made the point. I thought the same thing, is that he was throwing it into the dirt, but somehow he got underneath the ball, and so the ball rose. You know what I mean? Like, it looked like he was throwing it away. When a guy drops down like that, he's throwing it away, but he flicked the wrist, and so the ball actually came up out of his hands. It was crazy.
Don't you think it's just arm talent from him? Like, he has the ability to do that?
And I would say wrist talent, because that arm angle is I'm throwing it in the dirt, but the ball, if you watch the angle when it's from behind the receiver, the ball comes up out of his hand. It was, I don't know that I've seen a throw like that before. Yeah, he also had the throw to Allen Robinson on the wheel route on Jimmy Ward on that possession. That was a long drive. That was a 17-play drive. It was first down. They had Ambry Thomas in there. He got called for the hold on Skoranek. Then it was another first down, and that's when they threw the fade on Charvarius. Didn't get it, and then it's a third down, and Charvarius gets the PIs. They had 2 PIs on that goal line. Yeah. Ambry Thomas got the other one. But D'Amico, and then the thing with the Niners is if they're just, it does feel like their pass rush comes around in the second half, especially obviously if they've got a lead, but even before they got the lead, just their pass rush, it felt like they kind of weathered the storm of all the screens. They felt like we're not going to get killed on them. because they were getting their blitzes. It felt like D'Amico was dialing up a blitz at the wrong time every time in the first half.
Their first drive in the second half, after the Niners had their classic like do nothing on their first drive, and they punted. This one I thought they were in trouble. Right, it's 14-10. The Rams get the ball. It's 3rd and 5. D'Amico dials up a blitz, and Stafford throws that dime to Allen Robinson.
Yeah,
across the middle for sweet first down. I was like, oh my God, are they going to drive? Is this going to be 21-10? That's going to feel insurmountable. And then they ended up,
with
getting
the
off
sack.
the field with the sweet sack.
Yeah,
When their sack's humming, 97 is flying like a Ferrari off the edge, and they are twisting and stunning the other guys. They're coming all different angles. You just watch their pass rush. Like every other pass rush when they're taking over, it is guys like doing gymnastics around each other.
Yeah.
It's like, where are these guys coming from?
Yeah.
And 97 he just gets an edge to himself. And the other 3 guys, I don't know if they're freelancing. Obviously, I mean, they practice this stuff, but it's like they kind of know once they kind of get a weak link, and maybe they have things that set guys up, because it can overwhelm you. And when the Niners pass rush is right, the quarterback disappears, doesn't he? He just like all of a sudden it's just O lineman, D lineman, and you can't. And then all of a sudden the guy goes down. And honestly, sometimes guys start jumping on. You got to be careful. It's like they might.
Yeah, I know. It felt like in the first half, Stafford was getting rid of the ball so fast, they just couldn't get there. And on that play, the ball didn't come out as quickly as it had been coming out in the first half. And